What's up, PHYERBOSS? How's it going?
Salutations, everyone. It's me,
Sal-
Fireball.
Salutations, everyone. that's a
It's a, a
that's a
little, a little
that's
too,
a first here.
a little too high E.
Yeah. No, it's good. We had an interesting day today. We're just gonna get right into it because we don't have a lot of time today. We got family stuff to do, so we're gonna get right into it. Seems like Smith from Microsoft put out a post today and it riled up the Xbox fans big time, and not in a good way. And I'll say this first before you start getting into it, Fire. And I talked about this yesterday. Um, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way as I do, but I understand where everybody else is coming from. Um, so for me, if it continues on to be published on PlayStation, I really don't care because it's not gonna persuade me to go buy a PlayStation. It's just because it's there doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and buy one. Um, I just as long as we get it in Game Pass, man, I think we still win out on this because I have Game Pass. They have the PlayStation fans have to pay full price for it, and who got the better end of the deal? I think Xbox fans still do, but at the same time, I understand it as a fanboy. Here's my fanboy side. I don't want Sony to have these games. You know, if Microsoft going to spend this much money on a publishing or studios and publishing people, companies, make it exclusive to Xbox, or like Phil words it, anywhere that Game Pass is on. You know what I mean? And this has been going on for a very long time, even before Game Pass, even before Phil Spencer. Messaging from Microsoft has always sucked. They can never get their real true point across in their messaging, and we always have to decipher. We always have to have these little conversations about what do they really mean. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And so, this Brad guy, which I've never even heard of, and if nobody knows who he is, because I didn't know who he was until today, he's
You
just like
talking Brad Sims, right?
Brad Smith.
Oh, okay.
That's the what guy who put the post out, and he is, just to make it easy, he's the main lawyer of Microsoft. That's who he is. And what got everybody riled up, he made this post today about the principled approach to app stores, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm just going to highlight this area here, which everybody's taking this piece out, that concerns Call of Duty. To be clear, Microsoft will continue to make Call of Duty and other popular Activision Blizzard titles available on PlayStation through the term of any existing agreement with Activision, and we have committed to Sony that we will also make them available on PlayStation beyond the existing agreement and into the future so that Sony fans can continue to enjoy the games they love. We also interested in taking similar steps to support Nintendo's successful platform. We believe this is the right thing for the industry, for gamers, and for our business. Now, he's being very careful, I guess, what he's saying. Again, we got to decipher this for our own sanity. Um, you know, when the agreements are over, does that mean like anything that's out now and before the agreement was over will continue to stay on PlayStation and be supported by the developers and Xbox or Microsoft? But anything beyond the thing is like we just don't know. So now I'll let you take it away.
Okay. Where you want me to take it to? I mean, it's a pretty big house here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Um.
what did you have some thoughts on this? I mean, this is
Oh yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Um. More or less, it's like I just happened to just pop in on Twitter, and even on YouTube, and everybody's losing their nuggets about it.
Yep.
And another YouTuber that I have to quote on this and stuff like this, because he seems to tweet the same energy as where I'm going is, we 100% do not know what's going on, because here's the thing. It's amazing how quick we are to forget about the ZeniMax situation. Yeah. It's amazing how quick we all forgot about that.
It was 2 years ago. That's a long time.
Yeah, and then there's those who are kind of like, well, that's Bethesda. This is Call of Duty, and no, dude. Here's the thing: games is games. Okay, yep. An IP is an IP. All right, that's the bottom line. Now the situation is still the same. It's the only thing is that we just have a longer wait period compared to back then.
Yeah.
We don't know anything because they can't tell us anything. They have to paint themselves up to look like the most happiest, most friendliest clown at the birthday party, serving up the cake and giving out the balloons. They have to. But once those T's are crossed and those I's are dotted and the FTC has done what they've done, don't be surprised if that clown smile all of a sudden turns into a Joker smile.
Now, do you think them announcing this whole Activision Blizzard thing was too early?
I would want to say that,
like, what would be the point to announce it now, like they did, if nothing's going to be finalized, or who knows what's going to happen between now and whenever it's supposed to be done?
I want to say, if anything, that was probably done just for the sake of investors.
Yeah.
And plus, also remember that they're trying to burn through a huge wad of cash before they get hit, with some heavy taxes on it. That's what a lot of the that's what a lot of the acquisitions are. Is that a lot of the cash that they have on hand, they get taxated for, and so they want to try to burn through it as fast as they can. But the thing is, it's one thing to go out there and probably buy a whole truck fleet of like Annihilators or something like that. It has to be like strategic. There has to be try to acquire things that actually can help, not so much as turn immediate profit, but also kind of help advance the company, because it's all about a wider range of thinking. You can't be with just tunnel vision nowadays, where it's like, okay, my company is all about making only nuts and bolts. Nah, you got to kind of expand that. You're gonna have to kind of look into doing things such as rivets and screws, and even while you're at it, make the tools to even work on these things.
Right.
So so that's basically what a lot of this is just them saying that, hey, we had for the sake of investors and put it on record, we went and got these guys, but it's strategic because it also fills that that need that they have to try to keep things coming in. Say that we're gonna have content coming into Game Pass, because at the end of the day, that's what all this is about. It's about feeding the monster known as Game Pass, and not just feeding it with just any old thing. They're trying to keep a diverse lineup of stuff coming. That's why I always keep saying that I think the next big buyout needs to be somebody over in Japan.
Yeah. Because
even though they have Tango is just one developer, for that, and they only really mess with practically two styles of games.
Right. So
they need more of the variety. But you bring in Activision and Blizzard, that gives you a whole ton more variety. And then let's not forget the other big hulking elephant in the room, which is King Mobile. King Mobile, helps push them into the mobile space even more now, because now they got a developer. Well, along with what was it? Who was it? Was it Roundhouse or no? Alpha Dog Media, who under ZeniMax does mobile development. So they now got two mobile developers that can help them, get games out there in the mobile space as well.
Yeah, mobile's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, so the thing is like we all look at it as in one angle where this is about Call of Duty. This is
Yeah.
about Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. We all look at it like that, but we all kind of forget that there's other aspects to it, whereas there's now ownership of those properties. So they can take those properties and do whatever they want. Let's even chalk it up with our buddies over on the other side of the fence, Sony, with grabbing Bungie and now owning Destiny.
Yeah.
They can turn around because they already have the movie studios. They can turn around and make Destiny a Star Wars like movie series.
Yeah.
Be it be it TV or just theatrical. They can take that anywhere, anywhere.
Right.
And that kind of goes the same way. We see in the Master Chief, getting ready to grace everybody's TV screens and stuff like that. Who knows? We probably might see a Doom, a better Doom movie.
I was gonna say we've had our Doom movies and they weren't that great.
Yeah. So that's why I had to catch myself.
It wasn't even close to.
We might see a band. We might see another Spyro the Dragon cartoon or something like that. I mean, there's so many ways I can go about it, but
Yeah.
Going off of that, away from the IPs, there's also the tech. And by tech, I don't mean this guy that I'm that's hosting.
No, not me.
I mean, I mean such as like EdTech and Creation Engine and stuff like that. These are now properties of Microsoft. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The architecture that they was working with for VR games, that now belongs to Microsoft. That they can add with whatever they was doing as well. So there's many different things that come from this.
Yeah.
Now
and the fans that your basic fan won't understand that. All they see is the title of the game. They're loved. Their passion game, like, oh my God, Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, and it's understandable because the average gamer, and usually you could say pretty much the average casual and stuff like that, which I hate to say it, the casuals outnumber us.
They do. Yeah.
They don't think that. They don't have the time to think that. That's not their place.
Just like, I want this system, I want that game, I want to go play. And that's it. Everything else that we're talking about, everything else that people bicker about online on Twitter, they don't care about that crap. You're nothing. We're nothing to them. They just want to play what they. My kids, they don't. I mean, just because they're young, is like he doesn't care what I'm talking about here. He just wants to play his Roblox, and he has fun. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
Or play his Pokemon game. It's like that's it. He doesn't care it's on Nintendo. He never asked, why isn't it on Xbox? Why isn't it on PlayStation? He just knows that it's on Switch. He wants that game, that Pokemon game, and that's it. As long as he can have fun. I'm like, all right, there you
go. Yeah, that's all it comes down to. But but ultimately, as far as the messaging goes, it's the only thing about it is that yes, it's frustrating. It's very infuriating, but it's one of those things where it's just like the ZeniMax situation. Their hands are binded. They have to paint themselves to look like the good guy. That's kind of, you got to think about it. That's kind of what Sony had to do when they grabbed Bungie as well. They have to make themselves look as nice. They have to pull out the acoustic guitar at the campfire and gather around, campers. They have to do that. They have to, because they have to get past this one huge hump. All right. Yeah. This isn't a thing where people think it's like how it's like a movie. How you you might see a movie, about Wall Street.
Like,
the guy just
I want to buy that company. All right, done.
It's kicking it. Walk into another company's boardroom and kick the door in. You're fired. That's not how it works. It's not like that.
Like that. I thought it went like that. Man, now you just
maybe in the 80s. But
greed is good.
We're pretty far off from the 80s right now.
The good old days, right?
Yeah. This isn't Brewster's Millions.
No, no.
But it's just that's the thing, and that's what makes it so hard, is that all I can tell everybody is just, just kind of like ease off the brake, I mean the gas, and just, just chill, just sit back and
Ease
chill and
off the brake. Yeah, ease off
yeah,
the brake, man. Just keep going.
yeah, ram through it. But yeah, just try to be patient, because, and I know it's hard to do,
It
because
is.
on the other side of the camp, you got them just constantly just running their mouths like, oh, you got to share with us, you got to give this, you got to give this to us, and oh, why are you giving that to us? Maybe you can give us Starfield too. And here's the thing. All right, it's a little slice of psychology on this. All right,
Mhm.
who do you think is more afraid about what the ultimate destiny of these games is going to be? Who do you think is more afraid? A lot of people say things and do a lot of a-hole type things because they're scared. They're
Mhm.
frightened. They've already lost so many narratives as it is already.
Yeah.
You might as well say this generation is pretty much already in Xbox's hands.
Yeah.
It don't matter about the sales numbers anymore. It don't matter. Who's been more in the driver's seat? They
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Every single narrative that has been popping up has been getting shut down. It has been getting like slammed off the top rope and then elbow dropped. They'll try to recover it, but it gets pinned back to the mat. It doesn't matter. Who is more scared? So the only thing I can say to my fellow Xbox community is, why are we wasting the energy with these clowns? Why? Are
Yeah.
we afraid of them spreading more FUD and rhetoric to hurt the brand like it did last generation and stuff like that? There's no need to be, because
I think a lot of them are tired of when Xbox does great like it is now, because you can't. I mean, nobody can deny it except whoever's not an Xbox fan that Xbox has been just knocking it apart since this
yeah.
generation started.
And the thing
But
is,
they're not getting the
but
credit for it. That's the thing. They never,
that
and they never will. They'll never will.
that's
That's the
that's
thing.
and that's it. That's the thing, is we're going to have to accept that. We're going
Yeah.
to have to accept that there's those who fail to evolve, and those who fail to evolve don't survive.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at media outlets in that regard. All right. There's
Yeah.
nothing we ourselves can do about that. What's going on, DACA?
What's
Yeah,
up?
there's
Vodka?
nothing we can do but just support the brand, or the best way we know how,
Yeah.
which is with our wallets
Yeah.
and stuff like
Exactly.
that. That's the best thing to do, because here's the thing: for all the stuff that they like to spew out there and everything, have you even noticed one bit if Xbox has lost any momentum?
No, no. I
Have you
mean,
have you
it can
s- yeah,
continue and continue. If anything, it fires them up even more. That's the thing. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, do you for it's like, for all the momentum that they have been gaining, one of the
Yeah.
spaces that they have been hurting the most in, they are starting to gain more strength in, and that's over there in Japan. I mean,
Yeah.
almost practically every night, Tech, I bombard you guys, and in our little Twitter thing, I bombard you guys with tweets from various Japanese users who got their Xbox Series X and S, and they are loving it.
Oh
They
yeah,
are
and
enjoying it.
I've been clicking on those and following as well. I've been
Yeah,
following those users, and every now and then they'll post up, um, hey, look, we got this, or the one girl that she'll post up and she'll say, it's like, I'll read the translations, like, who are these idiots trying to like turn us off from Xbox? We love this Xbox thing, and Game Pass,
yeah, and
so
that's another thing, is that a lot of those clowns, they think that Japan is still in Sony's pocket, but that's pretty far from the truth now, because if you look at a lot of these posts and stuff like that,
yeah,
that's very, very far from the truth. and they know, they understood as gamers, they understand what's going on, and that Sony has essentially turned their backs on them.
Yeah.
If they're still getting a Sony system, they're only getting a Sony system because they want to get their Persona fix. They want to get their Final Fantasy fix. And that's it. Other than that, they're really not even really touching that system, because of all the stuff we've been shown and we've been seeing, just how much gameplay and pictures have we been seeing from these Japanese players of PlayStation 5 games?
Right.
I haven't seen any.
See, this is the one I've been following. I think this is the one of the ones you posted.
Oh yeah, and she's one of the ones. Yeah,
her word they're saying, but
if you have the translation, if you have the translation plug-in for your browser, you should be able to see what it is. Granted, it's Japanese. It's not a very smooth language.
No, so you get a funny translation sometimes, but you kind of get what they're trying to say or translate it to.
Yeah, and
it's nowhere close to saying, "Hey, Xbox sucks." It's like, oh, they're celebrating it. They embracing it. They like it.
Yeah, dude, they love. I mean, dude, every once in a while you get posts where they just won't shut up about quick resume.
Yes, and you're right.
They love the hell out of Halo, which is shocking to me. And they love Forza. Well, that's not so shocking because they love their driving games.
Oh yeah.
And but as far as the situation goes for whichever side of the fence the leaf falls on, regarding what happens with Call of Duty and stuff like that, is that we shouldn't let it bother us. And that's not me trying to downplay people's feelings. I want to make that clear. Your feelings are not being downplayed. I'm one of those people where I understand what it's like, where you're strong, you feel strong about something, but another person tries to downplay it. I understand what that's about. What's going on, J Rock and 100?
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand, how that feels, but hear me out. But the thing is, hear me out on this, because I want to try to spin this at a different angle. All right. Now, I already told you to ask yourself the question of who's more afraid of what's to happen. It shouldn't be us, because at the end of all of this, when the ink finally dries and the FTC is finally done breakdancing around this whole thing, who's going to have more games, more blockbusters coming their way day one, and not and where you don't have to worry about paying those $70 for. All right, think about it that way. Even if they were to go ahead and keep Call of Duty multiplat, all right, who still benefits from it? Because
Xbox fans still benefit.
Yeah, because here's the thing: for those who are still dedicated to that platform, they'll have the option to get it, but they're gonna have to pay $70 for it. Whereas, for us, it's going to be day one Game Pass. And another angle.
I mean, that's a hard. Like, hey, guy, we got Call of Duty's on PlayStation. It's fantastic, and it's for $70. But look over here. You can grab Call of Duty in Game Pass plus 100+ more games on top of that, but it's on Xbox. Oh, I hate PlayStation. Yeah, but look at the deal here. I mean, come on, talk with your wallet.
Yeah, and but yeah, it's the thing is like it. See, the thing is like in our minds, we as humans, we love absolution. All right, we love absolutes. We want to be sure that things are what they're supposed to be. That's why one of the most feared things for a human being is the unknown. Is stepping outside and not knowing what's about to happen next. That's it's not knowing. But I guess you could say in a fanboy perspective, it looks like you're losing, you're losing ammunition and stuff like that. You're losing, your your nuclear
Momentum.
missiles to
Mhm.
launch back over on that side when they launch theirs. That's what it seems like. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and I'll
And
repeat it, and I'll repeat myself for the people that just joined us. I'll say it in my fanboy side.
smash
I
that
want
like button. No, I'm sorry.
smash it like button. No, the fanboy, the Xbox fanboy of me want it to be completely exclusive. I don't want Sony to have it, because if it was the other way
Want
around,
to Daffy Duck it? Mine.
right? Yeah, my. Because if it was the other way around, Sony has shown no mercy.
Yeah.
They're pretty much Cobra Kai. No mercy. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Exactly.
but the sane part of me is like, dude, I don't care if they keep it. If they want to keep publishing it on PlayStation, all I know is that I'm still on Xbox. It's not taking. I mean, it's not taking anything away from me. I'm gaining because it's going to go to Game Pass, and I don't have to shell out another $70. I win. I still win.
I win.
So,
I win.
I still win. Yeah.
But yeah, and but on that note, also, here's another spin. I got to keep giving different spins because I want
Yeah.
one of the things that all right. One of the things about all of y'all that I have to get people to know about me is I like to give different scenarios. I like to give different angles. All right. I'll usually, go to different, different podcasts, different videos and stuff, even people I'm not really fans of, because I like to give different, I like to get everybody's different perspective on things. All right. Here's another spin. All right. Does everybody know what Call of Duty is ran by? What engine runs Call of Duty?
God, it has a weird name. So I don't
Well,
know.
last I remember, it was supposedly IdTech.
Which is the Bethesda thing.
IdTech is what runs Doom and Wolfenstein. Now, if
That's why
anybody in
they're
the
so
chat,
similar when it's all twitchy fast play.
yeah. So if anybody knows of a different engine or whatever it is, in the chat, go ahead and put it down. But last I remember, it's supposed to be IdTech. And last thing I remember hearing is every engine that is now under the Microsoft umbrella, which includes IdTech. So that means Creation Engine 2 and all the stuff like that, and Forza Tech and all that. They're all being rebuilt and revised now to make full usage of DirectX 12 Ultimate features.
Yeah, because that has
What
always
device?
been the biggest complaint. That was like, oh, it's not using DirectX. It's they haven't got the latest kit or some excuse.
Yeah. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is basically just to spin another angle. Whereas, like, if even if they do go ahead and keep it multi-platform, to me, it's like we're not really losing. Yeah, we lose ammunition in the console war space, but at the same time, we've gotten another form of ammunition where it's like, oh yeah, cool, you got it. Oh, that's nice. Well, how much did you pay for it? Oh, me? Oh, I'm just going Game Pass, playing it through Game Pass, and that's it. But the reason I'm bringing up the more technical angle is that if it's true what I've read, and this is like months back, that IdTech is being revised for, I guess you say for the next gen full next gen features.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it can stay multi-plat for PlayStation 5, mainly because of the fact that PlayStation 5 doesn't have anything in it for DirectX.
Yeah.
That's all Microsoft stuff. That's all Windows stuff. PlayStation runs using a variant of Linux, BSOD. All right. And a lot of the stuff that they're using, for example, Kraken, is all open source stuff. There's not that many open source variants to most of the stuff that's in DirectX 12 Ultimate. They're out there, but it's a lot of it is hit and miss, and a lot of it is managed by communities, not actual companies.
Right. Yeah.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is that as nice as Phil may be, can all of you honestly sit there in your chairs and think that he's going to ask Raven, Infinity Ward, or any of them to cripple and hobble the Xbox or PC version of their game just to bring it on par with the PlayStation 5 version?
No.
Yeah, this is where I'm trying to say, where it's like, it may seem kind of out of the left field I'm coming at, but it's one of those angles where I'm kind of like, let's stop and think here.
And who's going to make their team work twice as hard? It's like, all right, we need to make our version and now the PlayStation so it can play correctly on their platform. No.
Yeah, that to me, it's like, that's kind of opening yourself up to a logistic nightmare.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're going to have to sit there and spend time, more extra time, to make this work in other words, squeeze the square block into the circular hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other situation, whereas what if you have a whole mess of bugs upon launch? What if you have a whole bunch of issues? Then you got to deal with the fallout, the fanboy fallout. The Xbox don't know what they're doing. They make shitty software, and it's the whole Bugfesta situation.
Yeah.
Because matter of fact, the Bugfesta situation, I'll put it to you like this. My angle on that, real quick, is that I'm gonna put it to you like this. When I got day one launch Oblivion, and even day one launch Skyrim, I'm probably one of the few people where I didn't really experience any bugs. Well, no, I take that back. I experienced one bug, and that was about it. Other than that, I was able to play the game just fine. All this out of the just blue stuff, where you see dudes T-posing on top of a mountain, or T-pose and floating into the air. That was always on PlayStation.
Yeah. Because
Creation Engine was always a Windows-based engine. Now all of a sudden you're trying to cobble it into working for a Linux environment.
I remember when Oblivion came out, and I was working at a bank, and the IT group had its own like very nice room that was completely separate from everybody else. And my manager was a gamer too, and he was all about Oblivion. I never heard of Oblivion until he mentioned it. And everybody there in our IT department was gamers as well. Everybody was Xbox players, everybody. And my boss was like, "Hey, you need to try out Oblivion." I was like, "What is it?" "Oh man, you gotta try it out. It's just a story-driven game, blah blah blah, RPG." And back then, I wasn't really into RPGs. I was all about Halo. I was about Call of Duty, and that's pretty much it. Anything that was horror, I was about. And then I got it. So we all get to work. We go to Best Buy, because Best Buy was like a mile away from where we worked at. We all came back to our jobs with our copy of Oblivion. Like, yeah, I can't wait to play Oblivion, right? And so I get it. I get home and I play like a few hours that evening, pretty much. Dude, I hated it because I just wasn't into it. I wasn't into those type of games. I didn't know what it was. My boss kind of like hyped it up and was like, "Okay, I'll get it." And I came back and I was like, "Dude, this game sucks, man. It's boring. All you do is walk around. All you do is just talk and do these things." And I sold it. I had to sell it because I couldn't get into it. And of course, that was back then. Now I'm like, I'm into all different types of games now. I'll play. Like I haven't revisited Oblivion, but I play Fallout. I played Skyrim for a bit. I've expanded my gaming genres since then. But I thought it was funny because you mentioned Oblivion. Like, oh my god, it's like I hated that game when it first came out. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where your mind matures, man. Because it's the same with me. But going into the last angle, the very last angle to spin on this is once again going back to, even if they keep it multiplat, Sony doesn't have any speaking room whatsoever as to regards to parity.
No.
And and they damn sure cannot sit there talking about, oh,
Content.
well, Phil, can we get 6 months or a year of these maps here and these weapons and this story
No.
content?
Yeah, no.
Not happening.
No, sir.
Not
Those days are
not
over, especially for those games.
yeah. And see, the thing is, that was what pulled everybody that was core Call of Duty was originally Xbox 360. That's what pulled them off of the platform over to PlayStation. PlayStation was able to finagle those deals,
right,
to get exclusive maps, exclusive weapon skins, and stuff like that. They were able to do that. They can't do that no more now.
Nope.
It's that's off the table now. And also, you know, as Baka,
it's like that little kid coming up to daddy, be like, can I have? No, you cannot have
exactly before it even comes out your mouth.
Yeah,
no, and going along,
no.
Yeah, and going along with like what Vodka is saying and stuff like that is that, you know, as far as like Sadia goes, it's like it's kind of a bit of a hard sell to most executives and stuff like that, because Phil already said it. He already said it himself before when it came to all the ZeniMax games. All right, we don't need PlayStation and Nintendo to make back the money. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
And everybody always, because another that other article that came out where everybody's all of a sudden just going to town because Phil made a statement about, we're going to make Starfield the most played Bethesda game. Instantly, already we're already back to the whole narrative of, oh, they got to share that game. It's got to come to PlayStation.
They got to share it. Yeah, they got to share it. The one that irks me the most is where I read this online. It deserves to be on PlayStation. It deserves nothing. And that's the fanboy in me. It's like PlayStation doesn't deserve anything. And I was like, I like that they're taking Bethesda games away from them if that's that's the real case,
Yeah, well, and it's not so much as even taking it from them. It's just that we're taking it. We're going to make it run great. We're going to make it run best. But unfortunately, if you want to experience it as great and best and not watered down, you're going to have to come here.
Yeah.
And it's not like they ain't got no options. They sit there squawking about these so-called powerful gaming PCs.
PC, yeah.
So there you go. There's your option right there. You can play it on your PC. What's that? No PC? You got an iPhone. You got an iPhone. You got a tablet. You got a web browser. Okay, well then I guess you'll be playing it through xCloud.
Mm-hmm.
So when Phil goes into being more open and taking down walls and map multi-platform and all the stuff like that, he's not talking about those games or Game Pass going to Switch or PlayStation, because those platforms don't have the ability to run those games.
Yeah.
When those games get fully optimized to run on Windows-based devices, which in this case is Xbox Series X and S and PC, guess who gets left out in the cold?
Your buddy Sony.
So that's why, to me, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, even if I turn out to be wrong, I will come on any podcast and admit that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But in this situation, no, I don't think I'm very far off from where we're going here. Because even though Phil likes to sit there saying that our concern is not how many Xboxes we sold and all that stuff like that, he's still in the same interview sat there and said, but that doesn't mean we don't want you to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. He says the same thing over and
yeah, because he already stated it, that it is the best way to play and experience their games.
Exactly. Yep. And I agree, because as much as it's a convenience, it is awesome that we can play on our phones. Dude, nothing beats being at home on the console and being on a bigger TV and
Exactly.
and having a true controller in your hands. It does nothing beats that, you know?
Yeah,
It's
and nothing
great.
against,
It's a convenience. I played xCloud.
and
It
there you
works
go.
great. But I want the bigger TV, and that's where my fun is on the big TV.
Yeah, and even with the option of the PC and stuff,
Yeah.
the majority of most casual users usually go for the console
Yeah.
because not everybody has either the finances or the patience to sit there and working with the computer because
Yep.
it's not the and this is me speaking from my computer background and stuff is it's not one of those deals where it's just simply just slap it in and
No.
hit power and go. It's
No.
not like that. They usually have to deal with, you know, like a few updates, and I don't mean like updates with the game. You
Updates,
usually might have to,
drivers,
yes,
this. It's just a
yeah,
pain in the butt. Yeah.
update something in Windows itself.
Mhm.
Have to restart the whole computer.
Yep.
You know, the update broke something. Now you
Yep.
now you
Yep.
got now you got to do rollback and everything.
Uh-huh.
It,
Oh, I know.
it's
I know.
yeah.
I
I
deal with
mean,
that too. I mean, and my son, and like when he plays his Roblox, plays Fortnite on the PC. He's like, Dad, it won't start. I'm saying, let me take a look. Hey, it's updating. You can't start until that. And then that update for Fortnite, it takes forever to complete. And I tell my son, it's like, don't wait. Just let it sit there. It's like, you're not gonna play tonight. It's not my fault.
kid, you can't tell a kid that they've been they've they've been waiting for that all their life. You
They've
can't.
been waiting for that new season, that new whatever I guess that's what they call it, right? Season.
Yeah,
I
they
was
go
like,
by seasons.
sorry, you
Yeah,
can't play it. So
yeah. So ultimately, you know, I mean, it's like it's not taking anything from either you know crowd, you know, not
yeah,
taking anything from PC because PC does give you more options, but
it
at the end of
does.
the day, at the end of the day, more people are flocking to the console because
It
it's
just
just
works.
simply, yeah, that's it.
It just works.
Everything is, yeah. I mean, maybe you might have to do an update here or there, but you know, that's usually far and in between.
Yeah.
Once you turn the game on, that's it. You're up and going.
Yeah. So good stuff, man. I think we need to cut it because you got things to do. I got things to do in the next 20 minutes. So we can't go any longer. But thank you for popping up here and giving us your input. You always have good knowledge and something to say. So thank you for being up here.
Yeah, I'm not very smart.
I'm not either. Yeah, I'm all about cracking some jokes, some drive turkeys, and some sound effects. That's me.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me and everything. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, dude, seriously, I'm gonna leave it at this. It's like everybody, don't let these ponies bait you. That's all it is. You got to understand, misery loves company. We all have heard
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
They are miserable, and the only glimmer of light they can get is to drag us under the water with them.
Well, I'll tell you this. There was one post that I saw this week where a guy said something up towards Xbox, and of course, you got the Xbox fans coming in and saying their part. And later down the thread, I saw the original poster saying, look, guys, I got them again." So it's just bait, like you said, it's just bait for you to react to what they're saying,
That's that's all
and
it is.
that's all it is. So it's just ignore them. I understand. I'm a fanboy myself, and sometimes I react to some of these things, so I get it. But at the same time, don't let it take you over, Just
Yeah,
ignore them. They're miserable. They hate that everything's happening. And one more thing for people to accept as an Xbox fan, Xbox is never going to get the credit that you think they deserve or they deserve. They're just not going to get it. Not from the media and not from Sony fans. It's just the way it is. And you just going to have to accept that, and continue on.
yeah. It sucks, but it's a frame of mind that you're gonna have to adapt. Whereas it's like this: who's it really hurting? Who's it really affecting? Because you're playing your game, you're enjoying your gaming, and is the momentum for Xbox even stopping? Is it even slowing down? Hell no. Just look all around you. you know, I can't say it like Legal does. Look around. You know,
he'll get all loud like, look around, guys.
he puts that soul in it. But the thing is that that's truth upon truth.
Yeah.
This is not the 90s anymore. This is not the early 2000s. This is not the Xbox One generation no more. This is not Don Matrix Xbox anymore.
No.
And that right there, that alone is what has everybody on the other side of the fence shook.
Mm-hmm.
That's what has them shook, is that they know this. And everything that they throw out there, every narrative they throw out there is to try to slow it down, and it's to no avail.
No,
it's futile.
It's not working.
It's like the Borg. It's futile.
Mm-hmm.
Resistance is futile.
Futile. Yeah, futile. They say it two ways: futile or futile.
Resistance is futile. Yeah. So like I said, it's like every time they sit there and they throw something at you, just, I don't know, answer back with a smile, with a smile emoji, or with a gif of like one of those gif where you got like Shaq doing the little shoulder dance wiggle thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
because he has that look on his face where it's like what's coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you for coming on. Everybody else in the chat, thank you for watching and putting up with us. And let's call it a night, man. You take care of what you need to take care of, and I gotta go take my son to Kung Fu. So
all right, man. Go let him learn to be a better David Carradine.
Yep.
And thanks again for having me.
All right, man. All right. Good night, everybody on the chat. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Have a good night and enjoy.